Kids are shouting it in classrooms when teachers turn to page 6-7, when lunchtime is 6 to 7 minutes away, all for no reason.
Now look, man, a black person would have heard the song and known right away that 6-7 means something. Only white people would have heard this and be like, oh, this is just nonsense that kids are saying. It's like, no. Wait, this came from a song? Let me hear that song.
Bro, put a belt right to they behind. The way that switch, I know he dying. 6-7.
Oh yeah, nah, he talking about some gang shit, no doubt. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but definitely this is some gang shit, no doubt. The deadly gang war behind the 6-7 meme. Video by More Trap or Trap More Ross. Okay, so let's go ahead and learn more about where this viral craze that has taken over the minds of our nation's youth, apparently. Where's this shit coming from, man?
The 6-7 meme has completely taken over the internet recently, okay? The rapper Skrilla has gone insanely viral with this catchphrase, 6-7.
Ain't it crazy how we got all these, like, real weird, not necessarily weird, but, like, nerdy white boys that are huge in rap media? I just feel like that's interesting.
Okay, it's gone absolutely crazy. We're seeing it everywhere, but I'm here today to tell you guys that the true meaning behind 6-7 is so much darker than you could have ever imagined. 6-7, okay, it's not a joke.
Really?
It's a serious, real gang with real members that are getting murdered, that are murdering people day in, day out in Philadelphia.
Wow.
And you have absolutely no idea what the whole 6-7 thing you're doing is actually contributing to. So I'm going to break it all down for you today. I'm going to tell you absolutely everything you need to know about the true murderous killer gang behind 6-7.
God damn.
So the meme itself...
So you're trying to tell me we got a bunch of 6-year-olds going around yelling out gang names? That's crazy.
It all comes from this song, Doot Doot, all right? 6-7 by Skrilla. And it's really not the song that you would be expecting to be going viral with suburban housewives and nerdy kids in school. You got teachers doing the 6-7 meme. But if you know the history behind Skrilla, okay, he's from Philadelphia. He's known for hanging around Kensington, Zombieland, where all of the fiends, all of the junkies are. He used to be addicted to drugs himself.
Oh, wow.
His whole career has come from a very dark place of gang violence, drug addiction, and just some of the most fierce struggle and messed up, desolate environments that you could possibly imagine. Now, more power to Skrilla for getting himself out of that situation and becoming one of the most popping rappers that the rap game has to offer. But it all started with this song, 6-7. Okay, doot 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 doot. All right, and in this song, in the lyrics of this song, okay, he very randomly raps a couple of lines that just had a lot of people confused. Okay, he said this line, and you know he's referring to shooting. He's saying pull up, doot 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 doot, dump truck, baby shark, doot 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 doot. It sounds like a kid's nursery rhyme, but the reality behind this is actually very serious. Okay, and when he says 6-7 for the first time, he says the way that switch, brr, I know he dying. He's referring to a Glock switch, an attachment that you can put on a Glock.
Bro, that's so crazy to just think of, like. Like just little kids going around saying 6-7, and the line right before is the way that switch burr, I know he dying. Way that switch burr, I know he dying. Oh my God, 6-7. I just bit right onto the highway. It's a good song.
That turns what should be a gun that only shoots one bullet at a time into an automatic weapon. That's the way that switch brr. That's what he's talking about. The way that switch, bro, I know he dying. 6-7, all right? And it really doesn't make any sense, okay? There's a lot of explanations floating around as to what this 6-7 thing actually means.
It makes sense to somebody.
But none of them are correct, okay? On Genius.com, it says 6-7 likely refers to the police code 1067, which signifies a death has occurred. It also alludes to 67th Street in Philadelphia, which Skrilla represents. Now, that's nearly true, but I'm going to tell you the truth later on in this video. And 6-7 may also be a shorthand for death via a reference to burial plots, 6 feet under and 7 feet apart.
Okay, wow, that's crazy. Even if he wasn't thinking of all of that shit when he wrote it, it's crazy how people can find connections to numbers.
So this lyric that's about murdering somebody, okay, the way that switch, bro, I know he dying, that's gone viral for some reason, okay? You've got kids going viral on TikTok doing the 6-7 dance.
Crazy.
You got this kid.
Shades on.
You got this guy, okay? He did the whole 6-7 dance for 6
There's a whole
hours and 7
dance?
minutes straight. This is that one.
They calling this a dance? This is a dance now? You telling me it's about to be niggas hitting this shit at prom? Okay.
lyric that is seemingly about violence and hitting people with switches has got people doing these 6-7 challenges. It doesn't make any sense, all right? And people are building whole careers off the back of this stuff. There's this one kid that did the 6-7 dance at a basketball game, and he went viral.
Really?
This kid's known as the 6-7 kid now because just for doing this is it.
Wow. So basically, this is just this generation's Damn Daniel. Y'all remember the Damn Daniel meme?
Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white van.
Yeah, man. I remember when that went viral. Niggas was just saying, not niggas. It was really just white kids. But you heard a lot about Damn Daniel. Yeah, Vans probably sold a whole lot of shoes because of that meme.
He's got a whole career off of this, right? And I ain't gonna lie,
Really?
I see the 6-7 kid at a basketball game like yesterday. I swear I see him break his leg at the game. But anyway, that's a whole other story, right? Everybody's been saying 6-7, okay? Kim Kardashian even said it on Jimmy Kimmel. Look at this.
Another 6-7 minutes.
6-7.
Wow, that's
I don't even know what's going on. It
crazy.
even made its way to a recent South Park episode.
That's crazy. You got the whole nation, all these white people, man, like shouting out gang names. I don't even know what you call it. What do you call that? A gang call?
That's when you know that a meme has really fully reached saturation point because they're doing it on South Park.
Wow.
The 6-7 meme has reached such a point of saturation that CNN are writing entire articles about it. The 6-7 meme can be annoying, but kids are shouting it for good reason. CNN,
Really?
all right? Scotty Andrew, I don't think you realize the real reason that people are saying 6-7, all right? Not since 6-9 has a number caused this much disruption. 6-7, pronounced 6-7, is haunting school halls across the country, including South Park Elementary, making it the Gen Alpha nonsense phrase of the moment. It's not nonsense, though, people. I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you. Kids are shouting it in classrooms when teachers turn to page 6-7, when lunchtime is 6 to 7 minutes away, all for no
Now,
reason.
look, man, a black person would have heard the song and known right away that 6-7 means something. Only white people would have heard this and be like, oh, this is just nonsense that kids are saying. It's like, no. Wait, this came from a song? Let me hear that song.
Bro, put a belt right to they behind. The way that switch, I know he dying. 6-7.
Oh, yeah, nah, he talking about some gang shit, no doubt. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but definitely this is some gang shit, no doubt.
6-7 means nothing. Actually, it does mean something. I'm about to tell you. You're not going to believe what it means. Using it can make a student feel like a member of a bigger, cooler group of their peers. A bigger, cooler group of their peers, perhaps a gang. Perhaps a gang.
In the last, 6 months, you know, the most common used slang word right now is 6-7. And this might be the most overused phrase I've heard in like my 6 years of teaching. So I decided to keep.
Wow.
6-7 years of teaching, man. They're saying
Tell
it
you, man, black people, they create culture.
became a language game to them, that it would seem. Only folks in their group know how to play.
When's the last time a white dude, you know what I'm saying? When's the last time a white guy made a viral phrase like that? Think about that. When's the last time? Even the Damn Daniel guy, it sounded like the kid who actually said it was like Mexican or some shit.
Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white van.
And they're saying this is an attempt to explain 6-7, but don't worry, no one knows what it means. Well, let's read this nonsense
course.
explanation of what 6-7 means, and then I will tell you the truth behind it. Okay, it says there may be no coherent explanation for 6-7 until this video, but here goes anyway. The number appears in the chorus of Doot Doot 6-7, a viral song by Philadelphia rapper Skrilla. In Skrilla's case, according to Jones, 6-7 is likely a reference to the 1067 police code, which is often used to report a death. That's cap. Okay. In December 2024, around the same time that Doot Doot started taking off, high school basket phenom Taylor Kinney appeared to create a gesture to accompany the phrase. All right. And we see the video of people doing the 6-7 on the side of the court, and it's just gone absolutely crazy. Kinney started incorporating the song and gesture into his TikToks, where he has over 1 million followers. The songs appeared in sport highlight reels, including those for LaMelo Ball, and he stands at 6 feet 7 inches, and he's loving it too. All right.
Oh, yeah.
On the face of 6-7.
That's how I got introduced to the 6-7 meme. I saw it back when it was like a basketball meme,
emerged
and they would always have LaMelo Ball in it.
March when a video caught a young overexcited spectator at an amateur basketball game shouting 6'7" with the accompanying hand gesture, and he became the embodiment of that annoying classmate who can't stop spouting nonsense phrases, and somehow the internet decided to this stereotype's name was Mason, and thus Mason 6'7" has now become another inside joke. Okay, nobody knows what it means, he said. That's kind of the funny thing about it. It's meaningless is partly due to what Jones calls semantic bleaching, where a phrase is divorced from its original context and comes to mean something entirely different, or in this case, nothing. Okay, the kids are screaming 6'7" to belong. Well, if you want to belong to something, I'm about to tell you what this is all about, okay? But 6'7" has become such a saturated meme that it's even got its own Wikipedia page already.
Wow,
okay?
geez,
This is a
man.
meme under
Could you imagine writing a song and then this happens? You make a song, and not even right after you make the song. This song got released, I think, in 2024, right? And so it was just sitting there, and then boom, boom, bro.
discussion. All right, they got a whole Wikipedia page for it, the origin and spread of it. You know, this kid demonstrating the 6'7" dance.
Bro, if you need to watch a tutorial on how to do the 6'7" dance, bro, you need help.
Moves, the 6'7" hand sign. It's gone absolutely everywhere. There's just they're talking about it's in South Park. The 6'7" kid's got his own section. This has gotten absolutely out of control. So I think it's time that I completely ruin the 6'7" meme for everybody, and I'll tell you exactly what it means for real, for once and for all, in this video. Okay, there's been a lot of debate around exactly which street 6'7" or 67th Street they're based around. People are saying it's 67th and Elmwood Street in Philadelphia. And they've actually been claiming this 6'7" catchphrase in songs long before Skrilla. Members from the 6'7" gang, the real-life 6'7" gang, have actually been shouting out 6'7" in the exact same way on songs all the way back in 2023. So this was posted on Reddit in September 2023. And as you're going to hear, I'll play a very, very quick snippet. Hopefully these lovely young men don't copyright me, but you're about to hear what the 6'7" was really about back in 2023.
6'7", green light.
6'7", green light. So these young bulls
Definitely doesn't mean nothing. Definitely doesn't mean nothing.
doing this long before Skrilla,
Right.
And this is
They've
a
been
real
doing it for a
gang,
while.
YSN, and this is UTH, one of their most notorious rappers, as well as Coach. There's been a couple of different names and different rappers and people that have been associated with them.
Okay.
And, you know, people are hating on them in the comments, but this was long before people knew. And Skrilla himself actually did confirm this in an interview where he basically said 6'7" actually refers to basically, a block where his young shooters, his young crash outs actually hail from. Okay, so
Okay.
check this out.
6'7".
What is the significance of 6'7"? Like, why do you include that lyric?
Yeah, 6'7". That's where all my young boys. Like that's where my young boys from. You ever heard of Duty Baby?
Duty Baby. Maybe has he done?
Yeah, you probably heard of him. He upcoming artist though. That's where all like my little young boys from. Though, like that's where all my little crash outs from.
Okay.
6'7".
Gotcha.
Yeah, crash out boy shit. That's crazy. Yeah, crazy thing is I had that song for like 2 years.
Okay, so that's where the shooters are at. That's where the shooters, the guys who are ready to throw everything away. Okay.
Really?
Sitting in the vault, and that song for like a year and a half.
So it's ironic, right, that he's saying that he actually had that song for 2 years. It was sitting in the vault. And I just showed you a video of the other real guys from the actual 6'7" gang saying that 2 years ago. And so what I'm about to tell you that's super interesting, okay, is it turns out these 6'7" guys, apparently they're actually not happy with the way that Skrilla has turned their whole hood into a catchphrase, okay? Some of the comments on this, you know, they're basically talking about Skrilla. He's dead wrong for saying this. Dudes died about that block. Them dudes have been repping 6'7" forever. You can't just do that. They're saying UTH been putting on for 6'7" for a minute now, okay? 6700 block, Elm, Shields, Southwest. I used to see him as a YB. People are saying that Duty Baby guy ain't even from 6'7". People are saying he was wrong for that. People are saying, was Skrilla actually dissing YSN here? A lot of people think that Skrilla actually dissed YSN, and that's why this caption says this clip is the reason that YSN actually don't rock with Skrilla. This is why they went at him. Now, other posts have been circulating suggesting that things are kind of...
man, they're mad. They're mad. It's like, God damn, nigga, you took this shit. This shit was serious. Niggas been dying behind this shit. Now you got fucking 7-year-old white girls running around the suburbs talking about 6'7". You know what I'm saying?
Gone so far now with this 6'7" meme that he is actually full-blown fallen out with the 6'7" gang.
Whoa.
And now a lot of people believe that the fact that he's made this 6'7" thing such a catchphrase, and this is him posting the video with a caption that says everybody comment 6'7", now people think that he's actually fallen out with the real 6'7" gang, and he's actually trolling them with the whole 6'7" thing. People saying enough said, he don't got to argue with no dudes from Southwest. All right, people are saying he's gone clear, he's out of here. Okay, but there's other people that do actually claim the real life 6'7" gang that have made it very clear. Okay, this is YSN UTH. He's got in his bio the real 6'7". He's saying, I'm the real 6'7". People saying it must be tough. A dude took your whole slogan, 6'7", and again, all the credit about it from kids on TikTok. They're saying UTH had to really put this in his bio to let people know he is the real 6'7". And so people have been saying, yeah, Skrilla been stealing.
That nigga's sick.
Source, but hey, listen, like, people are quoting this classic line from Jay-Z when he was talking about Nas. He said, yeah, I sampled your voice. You was doing it wrong. You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. So people are saying, yo, Skrilla really took the sauce. He really took the 6'7" sauce and ran off with it.
Yeah. You know what they say? Good artists borrow, great artists steal. Yeah.
But here's what I'm about to tell you. These 6'7" guys are really nothing to be played with. So shout out to Skrilla, man. He's doing his thing. But, these are definitely not guys that you want to be at war with.
Yeah,
all right?
No.
So apparently 6'7" or 6700 block, as they're referred to, YSN, they're apparently at war with another set called ODA or the
probably good for your health not to be walking around the streets of Philly doing this 6'7" shit.
400 block. And word around town, apparently the war between these groups has gotten so bad that there is a $45,000 bounty on the heads of any YSN member due to the fact that YSN killed an innocent person as get back for YSN Diaz. And they're saying Chucky 67th actually ended up losing his life due to a price being on his head.
Wow.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. But this guy YSN Diaz,
45,000, bro, on your head top.
Okay, he is somebody that lost his life in a very brutal incident. And, I'm about to tell you, man, it's actually really, really messed up what's going on behind the scenes with this YSN, this 6'7" gang. So this is one of their members, one of their most notorious members who was killed in 2022.
So young.
This is YSN Diaz, and he was killed allegedly whilst committing a home invasion, and he tried to backdoor one of his friends for money, and him and another 6'7" member called Penny were actually killed in the incident.
Shit.
Okay, and this has all been going around Reddit years ago, 3 years ago. Okay, so people didn't even know how serious this was. This is 3 years ago, August 2022. YSN Diaz died hours later at the ICU after an unsuccessful home invasion, and another was killed on the scene. It was Penny, 6'7".
Yeah, you kind of earned that one there.
And this is both the 6'7" members that lost their lives in this incident. And people are saying, so they tried to backdoor somebody and ended up getting killed. It's a really sad situation, but it just goes to show you.
Nigga, that's karma. That's karma. They got what they deserved. It was trying to backdoor somebody.
There's been all these rumors of money being put on the head of 6'7" members. This post was going around. It said YSN. Or
Imagine if every time you walked out of your house, you were like, niggas is trying to kill me, bro. Like, head on a swivel, because people are trying to kill me. Crazy.
7 had a good run, but unfortunately it'll be coming to an end with UTH having 100K on his head. I don't see him making it out this year. Either he gets backdoored or the ops catch up with him.
100K, bro. You're as good as dead.
And caught up in the wrong stuff. RIP Key and RIP Diaz. So a lot of people have been, speculating that people are going to pass away. There's money being put on people's heads. There was a member called Chuck who allegedly had money on his head as well. It said Chuck 6'7" YSN allegedly had 20K on his head, and UTH allegedly has 50 to 100K on his head. And it actually does seem like somebody ended up collecting that bounty because, YSN Chuck 6'7" ended up getting killed. And he was allegedly shot 15 times with an AK-47. This was a year ago, back in June 2024. So this gang war with these 6'7" members is very
15 times, bro.
serious. It's not anything to joke about.
Oh my
It's
God.
really not anything to joke about. It's not anything to play with.
Yeah,
But
they pulled up on him and dumped that shit, bro.
don't get it twisted. It's not 6'7" members all getting killed. Allegedly This person called Shaq from a gang called Only the Africans was killed in revenge for
Don't
what
fuck around with these street niggas, bro.
happened to YSN Diaz.
They're serious.
This war is deadly on both sides. There's numerous people that this gang is beefing with. There's numerous gangs that 6-7 are beefing with in Philly, and a lot of people just can't believe it. They can't believe what they've seen. They can't believe that this 6-7 meme has become so viral when this is really representative of a serious gang war. This is a post made 12 days ago on the Philly Wiki subreddit.
Yeah, imagine like the white little teacher. Nice neighborhood, nice school district. Okay, guys, let's work on our numbers. And they get to 6-7, and she's like, "Oh, you guys are so silly," right? Knowing that this is the shit behind it. That's dark.
It says Skrilla really made it. He really got reach. I work with a bunch of white people. My boss from the suburbs, like a goofy, today said she's gonna read somebody receipt over and go 6-7. I really ain't expect her old ass to know about Skrilla. She knows the song and all.
God.
I'm like, dude really made it. LMAO. He's got old white people who live completely different lives saying this thing, and it's a gang slogan. They're saying, yeah, it went viral. All the kids saying 6-7 really don't know where it came from, right? Some people saying they know where it came from, but they don't know the meaning. The song's been out at least 8 months. People saying, I'm surprised this 6-7 thing's still going. It's been all year, bro. Nowadays, this generation trends die after like 2 weeks. It's been all year.
Yeah.
They've been saying, I heard the NFL announcers say 6-7. All right. People are saying, I hope he gets his recognition, but some white TikToker made it viral. And what they made viral was not the actual song itself, but some weird gesture to go along with 6-7. Okay. So people are just baffled by this. People are completely baffled.
And I get when you don't understand, when you don't get that this shit is actually like a gang call, a gang slogan. But if you're not from the culture and you hear that song, you're going to be like, oh, this is just some random brain rot. And what does it kind of sound like? It kind of sounds like when somebody's telling you an estimate for something. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, how much is that? Oh, about 6-7. You feel me? And that's kind of the hand gesture you do. Oh, it's about, you feel me? And so I see how that hand gesture got associated with it. It's crazy.
They don't understand. He said, hey, dog, I was in the chiropractor's office this morning. A little old white man, he asked me on a scale of 1 to 10 my pain. I said 6 or 7. This dude going to say 6-7. He's doing too much. Right? It's going absolutely everywhere. And, it's even got to the point where the YSN rappers, right, from 6-7, the real 6-7s, right, they're doing interviews talking about this thing, okay? Like, this is, you know what I'm saying? So in this interview, right, YSN Uth, my bad, I said UTH, but he actually goes by YSN Uth. But, he basically said what is 6-7? He said 6-7's his block. That's where I'm from. Like, this is real life. Like, this is actually my gang, like my block where I'm from.
Let the people know where you from and shit. Like, what part of the city you from? Let's start right
6-7, like, you heard 6-7, that's my block. Like, I'm from Southwest. I'm 67 from Elmwood, all around there. That's my neck of the woods and all that.
So he said 67 in Elmwood, man. That's his hood. That's where he's from. That's a real 6-7. And he basically goes on to speak about Skrilla blowing it up. And in this interview, which was only 5 months ago, he doesn't seem to be upset about it. He doesn't seem pissed off. He doesn't seem like these guys are actually at war with Skrilla about this. But he does touch on it being his block and the fact that Skrilla actually blew this thing up.
So, all right, I'm about to bail you out. All right, the 6-7 shit. I know you said that's your block in your neighborhood and all that shit. Right. But we see Skrilla walk up, like, he got that shit. Worldwide, I saw the boy Lamar Barr.
Shout out to Skrilla.
He was like, Lamar Barr was rapping that shit, man. You got.
So they said shout out to Skrilla. So it doesn't seem like Uth and all of these like they're not actually beefing with Skrilla by the looks of things over this.
Motherfuckers all over the world and shit like that. But I hear you too, like shit. That's how Skrilla say that shit. Like y'all ain't family and shit. So like with that shit, like.
But no, though, Skrilla like
you influence
everybody, like, that's my man. Like, we went song for song. He gave me a verse. I owe him a verse right now. I owe Skrilla a verse right now. I'm gonna get that done soon.
So it seems like if you got people from his block, from his gang, if they're starting to get offended by it, I think it's just because it's being associated with him. You feel me? And niggas is jealous.
But Skrilla a verse or whatever, but he been saying 6-7. Like, he got a song with G Herbo saying that shit and all. Like, he been saying that shit. But when he was saying it, he made a video, like, the song, I was gonna hop on that joint and all that. He said he was gonna put me on and all that. But I was out Egypt. I'm out Egypt buying a house. You feel me? Like, I'm out Egypt buying a house. I ain't gonna
pop it, man. That ain't no regular shit. That ain't no regular song out Egypt.
So he's saying, look, he was supposed to be on that 6-7 song with Skrilla, but he was in Egypt buying a house, so he couldn't jump on the track. But there you go, man. Look, I've let you guys know.
Yeah, wow. So that's the dark history behind this viral meme 6'7". So maybe if you got kids, probably don't encourage them. But reality is this shit has taken on a life of its own, and it's harmless, really. I mean, maybe if you're not in that, if you live in Philly, probably definitely don't have your kids running around saying that shit. But at this point, it's got a life of its own. It's its own thing now. And so I think it's mostly harmless. But it is interesting to learn the dark origins of where this shit came from. You know, there are a lot of things like that, even nursery rhymes. Everybody has heard the song Ring Around a Rosie, right? Ring around a Rosie, pockets full of posies, right? So check this out. The widely shared belief is that Ring Around a Rosie is about the Black Death, the plague that devastated Europe in 1347 through 1351, and again in later outbreaks. Here's how each line supposedly connects to the plague. Ring Around a Rosie refers to the red circular rash, a common symptom of the bubonic plague. Pocket full of posies. People carried posies, which are flowers and herbs, to mask the stench of disease and decay and to protect themselves from bad air. The old theory of miasma, I think that is. They used to believe that the air itself makes you sick, and you can tell whether air is bad or good based on how it smelled. So I see what they were doing there. Doctors of the time even wore plague masks stuffed with herbs for this reason. Y'all know that plague mask, right? Ashes, often interpreted as sneezing, plague symptom, or the cremation of bodies, since mass burning was used during the outbreaks. Now, historians debate whether or not that was the real inspiration for the song, but you know, there are a few things like that. It's kind of crazy. I guess the point I'm making is, if you learn that that's the dark history behind Ring Around a Rosie, are you now going to tell your kids they can't sing Ring Around the Rosie, even if it's literally singing about mass death? I guess the 6'7" meme is still a bit darker because it's literally affiliated to gang violence, and the bubonic plague, that's more of like a natural disaster. But hey, you let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. With all this in mind, if you had a kid, would you discourage them from saying 6'7", or do you think it's now its own thing and, you know, let kids be kids type shit? I mean, we had YOLO coming up, right? Remember when everyone was saying YOLO? Like, this is normal, and we know what you resist persists. So if you try to stop kids from saying it, it's just going to keep making it seem cool to them, and they're just going to say it more. But I'll be reading the comments. Until next time, peace out.
No, man, the real meaning behind...
Shut the fuck up, nigga.